Everybody, welcome to my channel, DIY with Nik Nak, where no mess is too big to clean up. Today I'm coming at you all with some Farmhouse Valentine's Day DIYs. I'm beyond excited to share with you guys what I made. If you see my last video, you know I made a bunch of cute little knickknacks. They were very small and I needed something to put them on. So I'm going to show you guys how I use some of those knickknacks from that last video to really decorate some of the new DIYs that I created in this video. So you can see I'm actually taking a heart-shaped wreath that I got from the Dollar Tree and I'm just separating it. I want the larger outer piece because I'm going to make a wreath to hang on the door or the wall. Once I got it all separated, I'm actually just taking some florals here that I got from Walmart. I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to bond them to the wire. These roses I purchased from the Dollar Tree. Once I get my florals all arranged the way that I want them to, I'm going to be taking this wooden heart from the Dollar Tree and painting it black. I'll be using Jet Black by Apple Barrel Paint. I'm using the same method, a little bit of hot glue to bind these two together. Lastly, I'll be adding this ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. This wreath was super easy, super fun, and super inexpensive. Here is the final look. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I created this large Valentine's Day sign. You will need 3 of these signs that I did purchase from the Dollar Tree. Here I'm just removing the tags and the bows as well. I'm actually going to be cutting the top off of 2 of these signs and I'm using a razor blade to do that. I cut through it a few times just to make it easy, and once I got it as weak as I needed it to be, I just kind of broke it off with my hand. Once I got everything cut down to the size I wanted it to be, I took a little sandpaper from the dollar store and got off as much as glitter as I could. I'm going to be painting these white and I want a smooth application. Now that I have everything sanded down, I'm actually going to be using some dry decks to fill in these, not only the lines, but over some of the holes that are in the board. I've had this dry decks for a fairly long time now and it's a little dry, which is why I'm using my hands. While that is drying, I'm actually just going to be applying some Jenga blocks to the bottom of the sign. Once my dry deck is dry, I'm actually going to be taking sandpaper to it again to remove any unwanted residue. I'm going to be giving this board 2 to 3 coats of paint. I'm using Apple Barrel in the color white. Now that my board is completely dry, I actually want to give it a black trim. So what I'll be using is long barbecue skewers. Now the Dollar Tree does carry these. If they do not have them, I also know that the 99-cent only store carries them. You can find them obviously cheaper at the dollar store. At the 99-cent only, they're $1.50. And I am just using the same tool, my wire cutters, to cut these wood skewers, and it's working perfectly fine. Now that I measured my board, I'm just going to paint these black using the same black that I used for my heart, black, and Apple Barrel paint. My skewers are all painted and dry, and now I'm just going to be applying them with hot glue. Now that I got that all put together the way that I want, I actually cut out some letters using my Cricut in love. I did add the O, but I'm actually going to be replacing that with a heart from the Dollar Tree, and you'll see that in just a second here. The vinyl that I'm using is actually contact paper that I ordered from Amazon, and I'll actually link that down below so you know what it is. It's amazing. It comes with so much. It's so much cheaper than buying the vinyl, and it has a wooden texture that I just love. It is also very forgiving. I picked these letters up and tried to make them straight so many different times and it's still stuck. I don't have any problem with it, and I use this for other stuff and I haven't had any problem with it. I also use the same color, Apple Barrel Jet Black, to color my heart. Now that I got that as even as I could, I'm actually going to be taking some ribbon that I got from the dollar store and making a bow. If you guys haven't noticed, I have a horrible habit of calling the Dollar Tree the dollar store. But when I say the dollar store, that's what I mean. We'll be using the same greenery to place around my heart. Once I completed this portion, I did feel like it needed something else. So what I did was cut out some designs from my Cricut machine, and these are the ones I went with. To finish them off, I'm going to be adding this cute little black heart. Here is the final look. For this next project, I'm going to be taking this mailbox that I got from the dollar store and giving it a cute little stand and adding some decorations to it. I'm using the same color, black and apple barrel, giving this 2 to 3 coats, the outside as well as the inside. Probably should have done this before I painted my mailbox, so I'm actually going to be taking off this little tag on the side because I'm going to be adding my own, and you'll see what I'll be using for that. Here I'm just cutting my scrapbook paper. I got this from Hobby Lobby. Now to create the stand for my mailbox, I'm actually using this wooden circle that I got from the Dollar Tree and this wooden dowel that I got from Walmart. I am screwing this in, but this step is not necessary. You can actually use wood glue and hot glue to bond these two together. I just wanted something that was going to hold right away. I'm using dry decks to fill my hole, and I'll be painting this with the same color that I painted the mailbox. Attach my mailbox to my stand, I simply used hot glue. I had to wait a little bit for it to dry, and it worked out perfect. Now that I got my mailbox all together, I'm actually going to start adding some of my knickknacks. Here is my final look. For this next DIY, I'm going to be using this basket that I got from the Dollar Tree as well as this picture that I got from the Dollar Tree. In the wall art section, I love the picture that's in there, but I did change it out. I changed this DIY several times, so you guys will see that. Look that I chose to go with was this wooden scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and the reason why I chose this is because I wanted to add a white heart, and I felt like the white heart would pop in the wooden background. Adding some wooden scraps. I'm using a Jenga block as well as 2 little wooden squares to prop the heart up. And of course, I am finishing it off with a cute little bow. Here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look as much as I do. Both my mother and I are big Farmhouse fans, so I'm so excited to share this with her as well. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to check out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you will try one of these DIYs. Until next time, God bless you.